I have long been wanting to speak on the Palestine issue, and like many people, I felt like I don't know enough to talk about it, and I wanted to be well researched before I record this video. But I have been seeing visuals of Gaza being bombed and children being killed, and I could not wait anymore. For those who don't know, it's been 10 days since Israel launched its offensive against the Palestinian people. They have killed around 250 innocent people by now, including children, and nearly 40,000 people have been displaced due to these bombings, and 2,500 of Palestinian people have already lost their homes. It is just so heartbreaking to see those children suffering due to war crimes being committed by Israel that happens to enjoy the patronage of world powers like the US, and nobody has been able to practically stop them as of yet. This recent genocide, yes, I would call it a genocide because it is one. It began when Jews started encroaching upon the Palestinian homes in the Sheikh Jarrah region in East Jerusalem, which was historically captured by Jordan in the 1948 war. The Jews claim that they are the original owners of this land and they deserve the right to make their settlements on this area, and an Israeli court also ruled in their favor last year, so they had law by its side as well. Not just this, the Jews also attacked the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Ramzan during Friday prayers. In response, the Palestinian people held protests against the Jews, and Hamas, which currently rules Gaza, it started firing rockets at the Israel. Now, using this action of Hamas in its favor, Israel launched airstrikes against Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, and it says that it is doing so in self-defense. But anybody with a sane heart and a sane mind can tell that this is not self-defense. This is a one-sided assault against the Palestinians who do not have any weapons in their hands. They are being victimized. They are being killed for no crimes committed at all. This is a humanitarian crisis, and these are the human rights violations which the UN and the world community needs to take action for. While Israel continues its genocide and ethnic cleansing, the world community is a silent witness, and these children are going to ask us, what did we do for them? Just like Kashmir is a flashpoint in South Asia, the Palestinian question has always been the core of Middle East issue as well. And this Palestine-Israel conflict also began when the British withdrew from the region after World War II. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a plan to partition Palestine into two sections, one independent Jewish state and another independent Arab state. The city of Jerusalem, which hosts the Al-Aqsa Mosque, it was to be an international territory with a special status. But after the British left and Israel declared itself as an independent state in 1948, the neighboring Arab states attacked Israel. As a result of this 1948 war, Israel controlled more than 2/3 of the original British mandate, and Jordan took control of West Bank, Egypt and the Gaza Strip. And this is the same Gaza Strip that Jews are trying to reclaim now. Years over years, there has been violence against the Palestinian people, and the Jews have successfully been expanding their settlements in the areas owned by Arab Palestinians. The court, the forces, the international community all side by Israel, and they have been supporting its imperial designs in the Palestine. Now, what the world community is doing in the current situation? Practically nothing, but figuratively they are trying for a ceasefire, but nobody is trying to come up with a long-term solution for this conflict. The US has been blocking the United Nations Security Council resolutions asking Israel for a ceasefire. The European Union, the OIC, the Arab League all are condemning Israel, but nobody is actually calling it out for the war crimes and human rights violations that it is committing. China also wants a ceasefire and is supportive of France working with Egypt and Jordan to come up with a ceasefire resolution. Jordan and Egypt have their own geopolitical interests. The four Arab states that recently normalized ties with Israel, including the UAE, Bahrain, Morocco and Sudan, they have been doing more of a balancing act. They don't want to hurt their ties with Israel. Pakistan has also been trying to be diplomatically active over the issue. And our Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi is also in New York right now with his Turkish and Tunis counterparts to urge the UN General Assembly to pass a resolution and come up with a solution to this conflict. Now, what should be done immediately? Number one, we need a ceasefire. The violence must stop. The world must ask Israel to drop down its weapons, to stop bombing Gaza and killing Palestinian people. Number two, humanitarian assistance is needed. The Palestinians have lost their homes, they have been displaced, they are poor and hungry, and not to mention that we are in the midst of a pandemic and they need our help more than ever. Number three, the international community should step up. The United Nations, OIC, Arab League, European Union, all should work together to come up with a solution to the Palestine-Israel conflict. And the only solution to this conflict is a two-state solution. The Palestinians should get their right to self-determination and the UN Security Council should work on it. But above all, we need to think that are the children of a lesser God Don't they have the right to live in an independent state, the right to be happy and live their lives to the fullest? We all must stand up for Palestine cause. Each one of our voice matters. Just like we came together for Arab Spring, the Me Too and Black Lives Matter movement, we all should come together for Save Palestine movement as well, and believe that together we can make a difference. There have been examples of resistance and colonies getting independence from imperial powers. We can hope the same for Palestine. We stand for Palestine and their right to self-determination.